Welcome! You are in the T-side edition of the All-Star teams for the first season of 2025. Here, we highlight the best 5 players for each map and position based on performances from the top 19 teams on LAN against top 30 opposition. 2 quick notes before we begin. Players must have played at least 5 games to be considered. And if a player changed roles during the season, we only consider the position where they had the higher rating. With that out of the way, let's dive into the most played map of the season, Dust 2. Starting with no surprise, Donk tops the list. But even when you expect it, seeing his numbers still shocks you. Zaivu takes the upper role, no explanation needed here. Joining them is Keiserato, completing the map control pack. After Yikinder's arrival, he is playing a lower tunnel spot, but before that, he was the one taking a top mid role and with the great success. On extremities, we have Heavy God, who is consistently strong on T sides, and Robs, who always brings a unique and calculated approach to his lurking spots, which became his signatures. Now onto Inferno. Zaivu opens the list again, simply the best player on this map for both sides. However, one player who was on the track to beat his numbers before switching roles was Yuri. Maybe a surprise to see him here, but he is top 6 in the T-side rating and posted unreal stats on Inferno while playing a traditional IGL position. Nerds takes banana spot, showing off both aggression and methodical approach. In apartments, we see Vicadia, the first Aurora player of any of these teams. Despite Aurora's late season struggles, he remained consistent. And then there is Rain. Since transitioning to lurking roles, his T-sides are much smoother and more impactful than cities. Moving to the Vitality free Ancient, and Donk takes the mid brawler role over Exertion, who outperformed him on city side. Monacy makes his first T-side all-star appearance, forming a dream duo with Donk. On extremities, here is another FaZe member, this time it's Frozen, who plays as a great trader and closer. And Yabi, who once again makes a surprising appearance despite a turbulent Astralis season. Rounding it out is Buddy, taking on the traditional IGL role and becoming another surprise of the All-Star teams. Mirage starts out in a way no one could have predicted. The heroic trio of X-Flout, Tenir and Youngster takes over 3 out of 5 spots, topping the charts as the best T-side Mirage players. X-Flout even managed to outperform Donk on his home ground map, making his appearance even more shocking. Monacy makes another appearance, narrowly beating Zaivu in a close race. Completing the lineup is Blitz, making a first appearance out of any Mongols players. Donk takes the outside role on Nuke with a staggering 1.43 rating over 19 maps. Zaivu returns once more as the best Nuke player of the season. Robs takes a lobby role, a position he's made his own over the years. Yuri makes another shocking appearance. After moving away from a traditional IGL role to silo, his numbers exploded and even surpassed Donk by 0.01. The last one left is the hardest T-side role of the first season of 2025. Traditional IGL role, Roamer, and Maisie earns his spot here, thanks to unique vitality structure, where Apex is taking a lot of star roles. On Anubis, Yuri appears for the third time, once again dominating after switching from traditional IGL role. Robs, no surprise, is locking down A main, once again showing the effectiveness of his methodical approach. Zyvu beats Monacy to take the Oper role as the best T-side player on Anubis. I mean, of course he does, it's Zyvu. Then there are mid and canal spots, and that's where we can see that the teams have a different approach for these spots. Some of them, like Aurora or FaZe, put their stars and most aggressive players into mid. You'll find the players like Santaris and Elich taking mid control with pure firepower. Other teams, like Spirit, go the opposite way. Donk spends most of his time in canals, roaming with freedom and helping whenever he feels like to. So he earns the spot as a canals player. Meanwhile, Flames finally breaks through into the T-side all-star squad, taking over mid and making his presence felt. Finally, we've got Train. The best T-side player overall is Tenier, playing as a B lurker and making another impressive appearance. Joining him are Zyvo and Donk, the top 2 players of the season, and here's the Ivy position, which is pretty unclear. Some teams like Furia barely use it, and define their Ivy player, for example, it's almost impossible. However, the one player who always joins his B player when it's needed and playing around the map is Keiserato. His performance remains consistent for an entire season, but went significantly up since Sikander and Maladoi's arrival. Speaking on Ivy, the last player of the All-Star teams is Imfat, who unlike others really likes late round lurks and from time to time utilizes this position. That wraps up the T-side All-Star teams for Season 1 of 2025. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe, and see you next time. Peace.